Imagine this for a moment. It's the middle of July. The sun is blazing, the air is heavy, and every second outside feels like an eternity in an oven. You climb into your car, sweating, desperate for that one thing that makes summer drives bearable: the cold, refreshing rush of air from your AC. You turn the dial, waiting for that icy blast to save you. But instead, you're greeted with nothing but warm, stagnant air. Your heart sinks. You start wondering, is it the compressor? Is it the refrigerant? Is it the blower motor? But what if the problem lies in a part so small, so hidden, that most drivers don't even know it exists? A part that quietly dictates the fate of your air conditioning system every single time you turn it on. That part is the AC pressure switch. Today, we're going deep into the shadows of your car's cooling system. We'll uncover the signs and symptoms that reveal when this tiny guardian has gone bad. We'll explore why it fails, how it whispers warnings before total breakdown, and most importantly, how you can catch the signs early before your entire AC system collapses. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll never ignore your AC's strange behavior again. The silent guardian. What is an AC pressure switch? Before we understand failure, we have to understand function. The AC pressure switch is not flashy. It's not the kind of part you'll ever brag about. Most drivers don't even know it's there. But in reality, this switch is the silent guardian of your AC system. Without it, everything would fall apart. The AC pressure switch constantly monitors the refrigerant pressure flowing through your system. Think of it as a lifeguard at a pool. It decides when conditions are safe to continue and when they're too dangerous to allow the compressor to keep working. If pressure is too low, the switch shuts down the compressor, protecting it from running dry. If pressure is too high, it kills power to prevent catastrophic damage. It's a safety mechanism, pure and simple. But here's the cruel irony. When this little switch begins to fail, it doesn't explode. It doesn't make a scene. It simply starts giving false information, tricking the system into shutting down when it shouldn't, or worse, allowing it to run when it's in danger. And because it works silently in the background, drivers rarely suspect it, until the symptoms pile up and the AC becomes useless. Why the pressure switch matters more than you think. You might be tempted to shrug and say, "It's just a switch. How bad can it be?" But that's the exact mistake many drivers make. This tiny part controls whether your AC compressor lives or dies. Without it, the compressor, the heart of your AC, runs blind. And when the compressor dies, it rarely goes quietly. A bad switch can trick the system into staying off, even when everything else is working perfectly fine, leaving you with nothing but warm air. Or it can do the opposite, allow the compressor to run in dangerous conditions until the pressure builds, the refrigerant overheats, and the system burns itself alive. And when that happens, you're not looking at a small repair. You're staring at bills that can climb into the thousands. Burnt-out compressors, ruptured hoses, leaking refrigerant, contaminated lines. It's a domino effect that turns a minor issue into a major disaster. That's why knowing the signs of a failing AC pressure switch isn't just about comfort. It's about protecting your wallet and your sanity. Symptom number 1. The AC blows warm air. The first, and perhaps most common symptom, is one you'll recognize immediately. You turn on the AC, expecting that icy relief, and instead, you're greeted with warm, lifeless air. This happens because the pressure switch is essentially the gatekeeper of the compressor. If the low-pressure switch malfunctions, it may incorrectly signal that refrigerant levels are too low. To protect the compressor, it shuts everything down. The result? Warm air. On the other side, If the high-pressure switch misfires, it may cut off the compressor prematurely, again leaving you stranded in the heat. Of course, warm air alone doesn't mean the pressure switch is bad. It could be low refrigerant, a clogged line, or even electrical problems. But when this symptom appears alongside others, the case against the pressure switch becomes much stronger, and ignoring it only leads to more trouble. Symptom number 2. The compressor refuses to engage. One of the most unsettling experiences for drivers is when the AC compressor refuses to engage at all. Normally, when you turn on your AC, you can hear the faint click of the compressor clutch engaging, almost like the sound of a light switch. But when the pressure switch malfunctions, that click never comes. The switch, thinking something is wrong, simply refuses to let the compressor start. To the average driver, this feels like total system failure. You press the AC button again and again, but nothing happens. No sound, no response, no cool air, just silence. And while this silence feels harmless, it's actually the switch betraying you. Because when the compressor can't engage, your entire AC system becomes a dead weight, completely useless in the one moment you need it most. Symptom number 3. AC turns on, then off, then on again. Few things are as frustrating as an AC system that can't make up its mind. One moment, you're freezing cold. Next, you're sweating as warm air takes over. Then, cold again. Then, warm. This constant cycling on and off is another hallmark of a failing pressure switch. The reason is simple. The faulty switch is misreading refrigerant pressures. 1 second it thinks the system is too low, cutting everything off. Next, it thinks things are safe again, letting the compressor start back up. The result is a maddening cycle of inconsistency that not only ruins your comfort, but also puts additional stress on the compressor, wearing it down faster than normal. Symptom number 4. Strange noises from the compressor. Sometimes, the problem isn't silence. Sometimes, it's noise. When the pressure switch fails to shut the system down under dangerous conditions, the compressor may continue running when it shouldn't. The result? Strange, unsettling noises that make your stomach drop. You might hear grinding, clicking, or even hissing sounds. These noises are the compressor crying out for help. It's being forced to work under unsafe pressures, straining against forces it was never meant to withstand. And each sound you hear is another warning bell, telling you that failure is not just possible, it's imminent. Ignore it long enough, and the compressor won't just make noise, it will break. And when it does, it will take the rest of the system down with it. Symptom number 5. Cooling that depends on outside conditions. Here's where things get sneaky. Some drivers notice that their AC works perfectly fine in the early mornings or late evenings but fails during the hottest parts of the day. At first, this feels like a strange coincidence, but in reality, it's often linked to the high pressure switch. As outside temperatures climb, refrigerant pressures rise. A failing switch, confused by these elevated pressures, may shut the system down too early, even when everything is operating within normal range. The result is an AC system that seems to have mood swings, faithful in the cool hours, useless in the scorching heat. This is one of the most deceptive symptoms because it feels so inconsistent. But once you know the switch is responsible for monitoring pressures, the picture becomes clear. Symptom number 6. The AC system refuses to shut off. While most failures result in the system refusing to work, there's a darker possibility. Sometimes, a failing pressure switch refuses to shut the compressor off at all. This is the most dangerous scenario of all. When the compressor keeps running unchecked, pressures build, temperatures rise, and the system strains against its own limits. The refrigerant becomes overheated, the hoses swell, and eventually something gives. It might be a line bursting under the strain. It might be the compressor cooking itself from the inside. But the end is always the same: catastrophic failure. If you ever notice your AC refusing to shut off, don't take it as a sign of strength. It's not working harder, it's dying faster. And the pressure switch may be the one to blame, the science behind the failure. Now you might be asking, why do these switches fail at all? The truth is, like every part of your car, they're not invincible. Over time, the constant cycles of pressure wear them down. Electrical issues like corrosion or damaged wiring interfere with their ability to send accurate signals. Contamination, whether from dirt, moisture, or even tiny metal shavings, can block or damage their delicate sensors. Even refrigerant problems like contamination or improper levels can stress the switch until it finally gives out. It's not dramatic. It's not cinematic. It's a slow, gradual decay. But the result is the same: a small component that can no longer be trusted to do its job. The domino effect. What happens if you ignore it? Here's the part most people underestimate. Ignoring a failing pressure switch doesn't just mean driving through summer without AC. It sets off a chain reaction that can destroy the entire system. The compressor overheats and fails. Metal shavings spread through the refrigerant lines like tiny pieces of shrapnel, contaminating everything they touch. The condenser, the evaporator, the expansion valve, every part of the AC system becomes infected. And suddenly, what could have been a $50 switch replacement turns into a $2,000 system rebuild. This is the danger of underestimating small things, because sometimes it's the tiniest part that can unleash the biggest disaster. And there you have it, the hidden world of AC pressure switches, and the subtle signs that can save your comfort, your system, and your wallet. Have you ever experienced any of these symptoms in your own car? Let us know your story in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button to support the channel. Subscribe for more deep dive documentaries on the hidden systems inside your car. And share this video with anyone sweating through a broken AC right now. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's survival. Until next time, stay cool.